Welcome back to the channel. We are here June 19th, and it is a hot and sunny June 19th, and we got one big game. One big game I've been waiting for. We got us a game 7, and we got us a number 7. That means Kevin Durant. So you already know what's going to happen in this game. Let's break into it before we dive into the showdown slate for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets Game 7 event, because it is an event. We're going to look at yesterday's plays. Well, not yesterday's plays, just pretty much the props. I appreciate you guys for the subscribers. We are 8 away from 400. Shout out to Kobe, 8. We are 8 away from Kobe, from 400. Got it all mixed up. But that is another milestone, and then we're going to move over to 500. And then we're halfway from the main goal, which is 1,000. Then we go into a new territory, okay? So let's keep it going. Let's keep the comments flowing down below, and let's get into today's and yesterday's props. So we're looking at it just from my previous video. I gave you Tobias Harris over 20 points. He scored 24. That's a win. I gave you John Collins to get over 8 rebounds. He had 10. That's a win. So 2 out of the 3. The third one did not come through. I chose Paul George to outscore Donovan Mitchell because he was a little bit gimpy, but he was gimpy. He came out, scored with 39 points. The only other thing was I didn't see Terrence Mann going off like that. That was a prime play. That wasn't even a number 1 lineup. So let me show you what happened. Okay, 2 out of 3 in the props. That is a double thumbs up. But if you're looking at the winning lineup, my lineup is on the left. The winning lineup is on the right. So if you're looking at it, you're like, Darren, did you just win? Almost just won. Almost. I had Donovan Mitchell at the captain. So when I was thinking in my head, I already, in the previous video, I said it. I was like, one of these two teams is going to lose. One of the two, either Jazz or the 76ers was going to lose. And I had a feeling that the Jazz would lose because the way Donovan Mitchell went down, he was very gimpy. He didn't look too great. And the camaraderie around the Clippers, it was more of a team feeling, and you saw it. You really saw it. So that came through in the second half of the Clippers and Utah Jazz game. So it was smart to do Mitchell and then go the entire rest of the lineup at util with the Clippers. So that is very, very contrarian. Not a lot of people did that, but that was what cashed. Mitchell had 103. Paul George came through with 54. Reggie Jackson was something you had to have. I went with Marcus Morris. That what killed me. Marcus Morris, and if I would have went Batum, that would have got me first place. I had Terrence Mann and I had Patrick Beverley. Those were aces in the hole. I literally had 5 out of the 6 correct. So it was so very, very close. We're going to look to improve upon that. And we're going to start with today's slate. So today's slate, these are the plays that I love. Okay, we're going to start off with, obviously, top captain selections are going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's going to be Kevin Durant. Those are the 2 selections. Like I said, the story, your lineup has to tell a story. So yesterday's lineup made sense. Donovan Mitchell putting his team on the back, but the camaraderie and the team effort from the Clippers showed through. And it wasn't just Paul George. It was Reggie Jackson. It was Terrence Mann. It was Patrick Beverley. It was Nicholas Batum. Those guys were huge, and that's what you need. And it was the home team as well. With Game 7s and elimination games, home teams are at a very high percentage clip of winning that game. So when you're looking at this one, you'll figure out who you want to lean towards. But other than Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo, another nice captain you can go with is James Harden. He's going to be a little more expensive, not this 11-4 right here, because he's going to have that captain price. But you see the bump in field goals made. Obviously, his first game back, he was struggling more for 10. Then he doubled his DK performance from 22 to 40, knocked down some threes. Had 4 steals, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. That's a little bit more of what we expect from James Harden. Now, this game, I expect another level up. I expect 20 points. I expect double-digit assists. He can have the same amount of rebounds, but I'm seeing a more assertive James Harden because this is going to be the game where it's win or go home, and this is a big moment in their career. They did not come over here for nothing. They came over here to win a title. Okay, that's their main goal, and that's from all the way back, all the way back when they used to play on from OKC. So this it's coming full circle now. So it's going to be a huge, huge game for James Harden and Kevin Durant. Those are mandatory plays in all your lineups. Mandatory. Other guys you want to look at since the Brooklyn Nets are home. Home is where all the reserve guys come through, all the support guys. So you got a Joe Harris, you got Jeff Green. They play better at home, and it's in the statistics. It makes sense that it is what it is. That's what happens. So you have your role players playing strong at home. They got the crowd backing them up. Joe Harris needs to knock down threes. He looked a little bit better in that second half of the previous game. He knocked down the three. Maybe he builds on that confidence and the crowd backs him up and he can, come through finally with one of his performances from game 1 and 2, which were home games. So Joe Harris is another captain I like to look forward to. I told you I'm staying at that slot machine until it cashes. I'm not leaving it. And I'll just be stubborn. All right. We're going to stick with Joe Harris. Another guy you can go to is back to the Jeff Greenwell. Obviously he was high owned from his explosion with 27 points. He's now back at home. He had a bad day shooting, 2 of 9. I expect him to make some more shots. He did contribute with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. So that was a plus. The minutes were a plus. He got more minutes. And we just need a better, well-rounded effort from him in this Game 7, which he'll probably step up for. And they bumped his price up to $5,200. So he's someone that you should look forward to as well. If you're willing to bite the bullet, or if you want to pair another Milwaukee Buck with Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm not going to go Middleton. Middleton's home road splits are drastic, very, very drastic. I would like to go with Jrue Holiday. He's been stepping up a little bit more and more, being more aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. You see the free throw attempts have gone up from 2 to 4. And he's been shooting a little bit better, being more assertive on the defensive side, getting 4 steals in that previous game. So if you're just looking for a little salary saver, but you still want to pay for a top-tier guy, and you want it to be on the Milwaukee Bucks side, I do like Jrue Holiday to pair with Giannis instead of Chris Middleton. I don't think Chris Middleton will have the type of performance again that he did in Game 6. All right. And anyone cheaper than that, if you're willing to sacrifice salary, because a lot of these Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks showdown slates have had 1K players at the bottom because these guys are very, very, very expensive. So you will look towards Pat Connaughton is at 2K, Tyler Johnson has 1.8, and another guy to look forward to is going to be Alize Johnson. So say this game gets out of hand, Nets come out blazing on all cylinders in that second half. There's more bench players that come in. Alize Johnson is someone that can get some cheap minutes late and really boost up your lineups. Okay, and that's just a cheap util idea to have at the end because a lot of these games have had 1K guys at the bottom, and we've seen it once we've been looking day to day. So going to check in on FanDuel for the price differences. James Harden is $1,300 compared to 11, and doesn't matter the price. I'm going to be willing to pay for it, especially with James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Jeff Green is $9,500 compared to 52, and he's still a util spot guy. Even if it doesn't matter where you put him at because it's not going to change if you bring him down a little bit lower. There's no price difference. It just goes in and you have to fill it in. So I still like him there. It might be a little bit more of a difficulty with the construction. Let's see if we put Jeff Green in here and how much we have left. If we just went Harden, Jeff Green, Durant, and Giannis, you're looking at 5K, and I don't believe you can get someone. So you're going to have to cut. You're going to have to cut somebody. The cheapest you can go is 6K to fill in that last spot. So you might have to change some things around because you cannot afford all three. That's why I went with Drew Holiday. I thought he was a decent option to pair with or have as an alternate instead of Giannis. I think he steps up. So if we just made that clear switch to Drew Holiday, then you have 9,000 left, and you can afford someone worthwhile. Blake Griffin, Joe Harris, Pat Connaughton, guys like that. Let's look over to FanDuel for the props. And this will be the end. Let's see if I just go to round robin. All right. I have two props for you. We're going to go with number one, Brooklyn Nets money line. That's at a nice price, minus 126. If you want to take the -2, I think we win by more than that. And the next prop is going to be James Harden to score 20 points and above. Game 7, you saw the progression from the first game he came back to the second game. And now the third one, I think those threes fall in a little more frequently. It's going to be too much for the Milwaukee Bucks to handle, especially with the role players coming through as well. And I like the Brooklyn Nets to win, and I like James Harden to score over 20 points. All right. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about these picks and plays and props. We've been very consistent with feedback and comments and likes. So just continue what you're doing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram at Twitter. At Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace out, guys.